just going to do a little video. Just a little quick. Oh, the hot air balloon went away. Where'd that go so quick? It's a pumpkin.
You want to try to do it with an arm on this side?
Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show a little video making a couple of costumes from the cartoon Over the Garden Wall. Now I'm piecing this video together, so it's going to go back and forth a lot, but I just thought of something I wanted to add in here. There is a picture of the character I'm dressing as standing on his porch, and he's got these decorations on the porch that are designed after actual real life decorations. When you see it, you'll see it, but I wanted to recreate those decorations. Two of those I've had to draw and make myself, which you'll see a couple clips of me kind of painting and drawing those decorations, and then when you see the final pictures at the end, you'll see the cartoon picture versus my picture trying to recreate that scene. But even when I do costumes, I really pay attention to the details. I try to anyway. And even those decorations on his porch, I just wanted to make those. A couple of them, again, they're real things that you can buy, but two of them I didn't have. Two of them I just happened to have, so I used them. And then the other two I made. But you'll get to see that at the end of the video in the pictures. But anyway, here is the little Enoch outfit. So let's get on with it so you can check them out. Alright, so I'm going to do this video. I didn't know if I was going to or not, but I kind of figured it would be cool if I did. Now, I'm going to kind of hold this fabric up the way I've sewn it together. It's just 4 long pieces, and I've just kind of sewed them together. Let me just grab it so I can show you what I've done. So it's just 4 long pieces, 2 light green ones and 2 dark green ones. And I've just kind of sewed them together like a sock, sort of, but I didn't sew them all the way from top to bottom. I just went so far down. And then I'm going to staple this around the board. So I'm just going to pleat it, gather it around here to where it's around this board, and then it's going to hang down kind of like that. Alright, so I've got it laid on the table. I've got that in the middle, and then this goes around, and I'm just going to tack it with a staple. And I'm going to see, I can kind of tell because of the 4 colors where like the 2 sides are, and then these 2 sides, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to bring it up just about a couple inches on the circle, the piece of wood. And just tack that, and then tack this across here. And then I'm going to take this side, and I'm just kind of eyeballing this. I'm not making it like perfect, but I'm just making sure that I get it up kind of even. And then all this right here, I'm just going to kind of gather it up and staple it right into here. And then all this loose piece, I will do the same, just kind of gather it up and staple it, and then do the same for this area until I get it in a circle. Alright, now that's how that looks. I've got that fabric stapled in that circle, and I want to make sure it's on there pretty good. So I'm going to put a few more where I feel like it needs more, but it's going to have more in the next step, so I think it's okay. So anyways, let me back up the camera so that I can kind of pick that up and you can sort of see how that is. That's kind of the look. I mean, it's super, super tall. This is going to be like 10 feet tall So it's really hard for me to kind of get it in the shot unless I like really back it up way further, which I guess I could do, but we'll see this better later. I've basically done the same thing, but instead of a block of wood, I've got this circle of felt, and then I've got all these little streamers that I've just cut out of that same green fabric, and I've just stitched them around the edge, and then I'm just going to lay this on that block. See, just like that. And then that's all going to hang down. And that's kind of how I've done the bottom. Now this is going to go on a pole. So that's why there's a hole in the center, because it's going to go down on a pole. But that's just the basic body of the costume. And the person will be holding the pole. And it's going to be held up over their head real high. So I'm going to staple this on so it doesn't move around. And then we'll do the next part. All right, well actually I stapled up here, but on the side of the board, like if you can see the side, I'm actually going to go and put staples around the side because I just want to make sure it's on there good, because I'm thinking if they step on it and pull it, it'll just, you know, make it stronger, and I don't want it to pull off, you know, when if somebody was to step on it or whatever. All right, so that's kind of how it looks. And then for the pumpkin head, it's pretty much like the green. It's like two shades of orange. And I've done like a dark orange and a light orange and a dark orange and a light orange. And I've just pretty much made a ball. You know, like if you look at a beach ball or whatever, kind of the shapes that a beach ball creates, that's the shapes that I cut out. I sewed them together to make this ball shape. Now it's open at the top and it's open at the bottom. And what I want to do is just staple the bottom to that circle. So I'm going to lay this out to where you can get down in there and just staple the bottom. But I got to figure out which one is the bottom and which is the top. All right, so this part might be a little tricky to see, but down in there, I've got the bottom kind of, you know, laid out the way I feel like it needs to be. I'm just going to go staple it in around that circle, and hopefully, it's kind of hard to tell, but hopefully get it pretty much where it needs to be. All right, and I don't have it where I want it, so I'm going to take some pliers and pull those out because I've kind of got a pleat over here, and I need to redo that. But I'm going to do that a little easier, like a little slower, and make sure I get that around there. But I'm going to have to go get pliers and pull those out real quick. All right, so the second time was a charm, and let's see. I can't tell. It's so bright outside that my screen looks so dark, but I think you can sort of see how I've just stapled everything around in that circle, because we're going to stuff this big pumpkin now. And of course we wanted to get that stapled on before we did that, so now I'm just going to stuff it and try to figure out, I'm trying to figure out if it's going to stay standing up as high as I need it to, if the stuffing will, you know, keep it up. I don't know, but I'm just gonna go ahead and stuff it and see how tall or how big it'll get. I don't know if I've got enough stuffing or not, but I know that pole will actually come all the way up into the pumpkin. So let me just stuff it and see what I'm doing, because I'm kind of making this up as I go. All right, so I've decided I don't like the shape of that after I've done all that stapling and stuffing, and I don't even have it stuffed all the way yet. But there's like too many panels of fabric. Like I've kind of drawn some in a little bit. So what I think I need to do is take it all apart, take about 3 or 4 of those panels out to where I can make it not so many. Because it just doesn't, I don't know, it's freaking me out. But I'm going to have to take it all apart and take out some of those panels or something. I don't know. I'm hoping that's what will help it. But at this point, I'm just kind of like, ugh, that was so much work into something that I'm not liking. So I'm going to just take it apart and resew the orange parts and take some of those out. So I took out, I think, 2 of those panels, which I'm not sure if that was enough, but I'm hoping it will be, just to make it not so big, because it was just too many panels. I should have focused more on the beach ball and realized there were only 5 panels. I don't know, I think I've got 6. Hopefully it'll be more the right shape. And I did go around with a little piece of fabric just around here at the bottom where it's going to be stapled, just so it kind of strengthens it up. And I double stitched it just so when it staples it won't pull, because it's such a thin, cheap cotton fabric. I just thought that extra little fabric there stitched in would give it a double layer and just staple better and be stronger. All right, me and the pumpkin are about to duke it out. Well, I mean, he's kicking my butt, but I'm on my 3rd attempt because I got all that done. I started shoving that stuffing in it, and it was still too lumpy and big, like just still too many panels. I've got it down to just 4 panels, which is so annoying. I'll explain more about the color later, but we're going to try this for the 3rd time. Like they say, the 3rd time's the charm. I'm going to pray that this works. All right, so here's where we are. Now, I love how tall it is. It seems way taller than I expected it to be. It is 10 feet, and the pole is 10 feet. So I knew it was going to be that tall, but I guess the big pumpkin on the top makes it seem more massive than what it really is. Now, I don't have the pumpkin stuffed all the way, and if you can see, it's like 2 colors where it should have been more stripy looking. It should have been light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. But where I had to take out so many panels, it just left me with 4 big ones where the colors aren't as, staggered, like as, like they, I don't know the word, like it just looks like 2 colors now, like 2-sided. But, so I don't know where I will place the face, probably right in the middle of one color. Now, if you look at it at different angles, you can see that it's light, dark, but anyway, it looks okay. I could even go in with some paint and maybe repaint it or something with some acrylic paints. I don't know. Before I put the face on, I'll think if I want to try to make it look more stripy. Now the face is going to be cut out of felt. I'm just going to put 2 eyes and a mouth, and he's got all these little teeth that show, and all that's going to be made out of felt. So I probably won't show that, or I won't show me making that part, but it's just going to be simple and made out of felt. And then I'll just hot glue it on there. I really like how it's looking so far. I can't wait to finish, getting it stuffed. It looks so good. Now it's really heavy. Now nobody has to wear it because it's all the weight is on a pole, and so you can have the pole resting on the ground, and you're just having to stand there holding it. Now the fabric, the longer, bigger pieces of fabric that are coming down, I may sew them so you don't see through there, because you don't want to see the person standing under it. But and see, you can sort of see the wind blowing it. You can sort of see the pole Oh, and by the way, the picnic table is like the perfect display for it because that's the pole. That's where the umbrella pole would go. So that was like the perfect stand to stand him up. But he's looking pretty good. So I'm going to finish stuffing it, do the face, and then we'll see the final result and some pictures that I'm planning on taking. Um, this is November something, and again, I live in the South, so we're still having really nice warm weather. And I was hoping to get this costume done, and I've got my other costume made. Um, I don't know if I've already talked about that or if I'm going to be talking about that at all because I'm just randomly making this video and I don't even know what I'll be showing or talking about. So it's probably just being pieced together in weird ways, like a lot of my videos. But anyway, I'm going to quit rambling so we can just get on to the pictures and talk about the other outfit if I do decide to do that or whatever. But anyway, it's looking good. So I'm so happy I took out some of them panels. It just has more of a ball shape where before it had like a little squatty pumpkin shape. But if you look at the character, he's more of a ball shape. So anyway, it looks really cute, and I can't wait to get the face on it. All right, so I've got Enoch done, and he looks amazing. I've actually added this little black cat coming out of the top of his head. I found the black cat. It wasn't a part that I made, but I found it, and it looks very similar to the cat in the show. So I've got it coming out of the top of his head. Now it's something that can be removable, but some pictures it'll be in there, some it won't. Now for my little Wirt outfit, it's just this little cape that I made. I used a vintage pattern to make this. The pants are just some pants that I had, and I had to shorten those because his pants are really short. He's got some suspenders, and I just used a black string because if you look at the show, his are really skinny and they just look like a string. And then I've got just a plain white button up shirt, and I've put black buttons on there. And then, let me see, I've lost my hat. All right, here's the hat, and this is just some red poster board covered in like a red cotton fabric. And if you want to make a perfect cone, you want to cut it out. You want to cut out a half circle. That's how you make a cone shape. Uh, so just cutting out a half circle, or you can make a perfect circle and then fold it and cut it in half. But you just want half of a circle, and that's what makes a cone shape really good. And then again, I've just glued that fabric on there. And then for the boots, I've got in the show, he has two colors. Like one boot is black and one is gray. And that's a detail that a lot of people miss. But and it don't really explain why that is. I don't know why he's got two shoes on. I don't know if he's in a hurry getting ready or what the deal was, but that's just a little detail that I noticed. Now something else that I've got is this little bluebird, and this is a little bird that I got off eBay. I repainted the eyes and the beak to match the character from the show. Her name was Beatrice, and so that's my little Beatrice. This is a little frog that I've had. It just really reminds me of Gregory's frog. Gregory is Wirt's little brother, and he had this little frog, and the frog's name, he actually has like 20 different names if you watch the show. So whichever name you want to choose for that frog. Um, I've got this album that I just got, and this is Jack Jones. He sings a lot of the songs in the show, and he also sang the theme song for The Love Boat. And then I've got these little scissors that are very similar to Adelaide's scissors in the show. And I can't really explain what these do because I don't, like I said, I don't want to give spoilers away, but these are really similar to what you see in the show. And of course, uh, I got the DVD. I've already watched it all. I've seen it all twice now. Now, I didn't know much about this show until Halloween, which has been like, what, 2 weeks ago, I guess, from the time this video is being posted. So when I get into something, I go all the way. I mean, I go in head first. I mean, I've only known about this for a couple of weeks. The first time I ever saw anything about this was maybe his character in a picture somewhere, and I didn't really know what it was. But then there was a guy in when I went trick or treating in town this past Halloween. There was a guy dressed like this, and I said, "Who is this character?" I said, "I've seen it, but I don't know what it is." So he told me what it was from. So I came home, I looked it up, I ordered the DVDs, I watched it, and now I'm just obsessed with it. So just within that a little bit of time, I've done these costumes, I've ordered this stuff, and I've also ordered some baseball caps that have Wirt, and one has Gregory. I've ordered these little plush dolls that are the two characters. So I've really got a little collection going already. And then I'm just going to end up in the video here showing a few of the pictures that we've taken so far. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little video, and thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.